To the town of Alfree rode a stranger with a big iron on his hip. Hardly spoke to folks around him with a big iron on his hip. No one dared to ask his business with a big iron on his hip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning with a big iron on his hip. He came riding from the south side with a big iron on his hip. He's an outlaw loose and running with a big iron on his hip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw with a big iron on his hip. Many men had tried to take him with a big iron on his hip. He was vicious and a killer with a big iron on his hip. And the notches on his big iron numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the strangers with the big iron made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger with a big iron on his hip. He came here to take an outlaw with a big iron on his hip. And he said it didn't matter, he had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, he had a big iron on his hip. 20 men had tried to take him with a big iron on his hip. 21 would be the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly with a big iron on his hip. It was 20 past 11 with a big iron on his hip. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. There was 40 feet between them with a big iron on his hip. And the swiftness of the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Texas Red had not cleared leather with a big iron on his hip. And the Ranger's aim was deadly with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment with a big iron on his hip. There before them lay the body with a big iron on his hip. Oh, he might have went on living with a big iron on his hip when he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.